Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am your girl Karen Aldria, and you know I try to keep it real, like fully real. All details, facts over here. A lot of people who are here in Canada regret it and they can't go back home, or they refuse to go back home. Shame and a load, but a broke neck. They're not going to return home, and they're not going to come on YouTube and tell you say don't come. I mean, I tell nobody either, and that no fear for them come on YouTube and tell us say don't come, because I'm not going to come on YouTube and tell nobody not to come. I tell you not to come if you know you can't take hard work and you're not disciplined to work towards your goals. But people will regret it. Them now come and talk about the things. Sometimes people make mistakes and they don't know when to finally say, okay, I made a mistake, it's time to put on my big girl panties and fix it. Instead, they are so worried about what other people will think when they live in misery. Some people, they realize they can't manage, or they can't bother with struggling, or they can't manage certain struggling, so naturally they want to return to a place of comfort, right? But then they can't, because when they were coming here they let everybody know, oh, I'm going to greener pastures. Not that it's not greener, but you ever heard the saying that it is greener where you water it? Canada is like that. If you come here and you're not willing to work on brand new, you're not willing to do the work to get to where you want to get to, then it's not going to be greener for you. It's just going to be the same. It's not going to be greener for you. Those are people who actually regret it and sit over one side and really wish they could say to some people, don't come here if you know you can't manage struggle. Because some of them thought they could manage struggle, and then when they got here, they can't. I guess they underestimated it. Yeah, don't underestimate anything. If you know you can't manage struggle, if you're somebody when something gets too hard, you quit, Canada is not for you. That's just the truth. A lot of them, when they were moving from their home country, they were like, oh, they're not going back to Niger, or they're not going back to Jamaica, or they're not going back to wherever. So when they come to Canada and it's not working out, they're ashamed to say, ooh, I made a mistake, I need to go back home. They're not gonna do that. So then they come here, regret it, living in this misery and pretending like everything is okay, and say things like, oh, I know I'm not doing it for myself, I'm really doing it for my children. If you're not happy, your kids will see that you're not happy, and it will affect them. When you're crying, they're going to see that. When you're struggling, they're going to see that you don't want that. What is your why? Right now, if you're here in Canada, try to remember why you moved to Canada. If you're coming to Canada, know your why. Know why you're doing all of this. You're going to need your why, especially when you get here and you're going through your struggles. A lot of people who come to Canada, they come to Canada with this false reality or this false expectation. And then after being here, because everyone is on social media saying, oh, migrate, move to Canada, Canada wants people, Canada is looking for new immigrants, the labor shortages, blah blah blah, and they are here and then they still cannot settle. A lot of them, they end up that they can't settle because they did not do their research like you're doing. They were not watching YouTube videos. They were not educating themselves on what to expect from people like me and you, regular YouTubers, because hey, maybe the YouTuber doesn't have a large following, or maybe the YouTuber's videos aren't what they want. You know, it's not giving that girl lifestyle, right? So they don't watch those videos. They only watch YouTubers who have large followings, who paint Canada picture perfect, or people who are established. They don't watch people who are struggling to get to where they want, because they don't want to see the struggles. But then when they come to Canada, they are struggling, and then they are regretting it, and then they still don't know how to educate themselves to move out of that struggle. They don't have the right tools how to maneuver through the situation that they are in to get to the dream that they saw or envisioned for themselves. You have to have a plan. A lot of people, they have the plan to, how they are going to leave their home country to come to Canada, but they don't have a plan that when they get here, they are going to fulfill it to get that why and to get to the bigger picture. You shouldn't come to Canada because you see everybody doing it. You cannot move to Canada because people tell you that there are opportunities. You cannot move to Canada because over the years you probably looked at your aunt, your uncles, and then you realize, okay, they make a lot of money, or they made a lot of money, or they have certain assets that they would not have gained in their home country. It can't be that you're just packing up and leaving your home country just because. When you get here, have a plan. You want to get a good job? Have a plan. Because other people are getting good job. You can get it too. Or you can start your own business and become a multi-millionaire, whatever you want. But the grass is greener where you water it, so you need a plan. At the end of the day, if you had a plan, or know your why, when you get here, you should be working on executing that. If you really don't have a why, and if you really don't have a good plan, I'm going to tell you from now, when you get to Canada, you're going to regret it. And you're going to be like one of those people who keep on walking around and antagonizing good people like myself, but they have got through medical struggles, but me know my end goal, and I'm trying to work towards it. You need to have time where you work on brand new. You're in a new country, you're going to need to be researching how to make your new home or your new country more livable for you, how to make this life better for you in this new country. So you need to be budgeting, whether it be an hour or 2 hours of your busy day, that how you're going to make your life better. When you go home at night after you do that job, that hard working job, you need to be working, if it's even an hour, on you, yourself, brand Kayan, brand you. Anywhere that requires growth is not going to be comfortable. And if you want to grow, then that means you're going to be uncomfortable for a little while. Don't ask me how I got the job. Ask me, how should I sell myself to get my right opportunity? Because what might be nice for me may not be nice for you. How many jobs have you applied for? Are you still using the same resumes? And if that's the case, that simply means you're not doing something right. And if you keep on trying, maybe applying for a job or doing certain things and you're not getting it, maybe that's God sending you a message to tell you that your opportunity is in you starting a new business, starting your own business. Maybe that's the message for you. Maybe you're trying something else and it's not working. Maybe God is telling you something else. Try something else. This is not for you, honey. Try something else. Nothing is wrong with trying something else. So maybe you try Canada and Canada doesn't work. Try the US. Try UK. I don't know if after people doing survival jobs, if it breaks their spirit because they feel like that's it. You know, maybe it does, because you have to have the courage, you have to have that fighting spirit in you to keep going, so that can help people to feel like they regret it. But you have to know what you want, you have to know your value, you have to know your why again, and you have to know your plan to get to where you want. I was listening to a lecture of mine. He said that he struggled for 2 years before he could breathe. Just breathe, right? And I'm telling you, in this age, no, I don't think people struggle that much anymore. I think maybe after 6 months to a year, most persons are okay. And then I don't know if because we don't struggle as much as the older generation, why we are the type to easily quit and move on. But keep working, you can get it. Keep working. If you're here and things aren't going how you want them to go, just hold on. Just keep praying about it. Because it only takes a second for God to say, it's your time. Talk to him. He listens.